This video is going to show you how to make a cheat sheet for your treble clef notes. You can use this cheat sheet when you're doing your worksheet in the next activity. All you need for this is a piece of paper, which I've got right here. If you have one, you can use a ruler, but you don't need it. And then you need some sort of writing utensil. Today I've got a green marker to do my treble clef. So all you need to do is draw 5 lines going from left to right, and they're going to be going from the top of your paper down to the bottom. So just start by drawing a line at the top. It just goes from left to right, making it as straight as you can. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is just a sketch to show us what we have. You can see mine's kind of bent, but that's okay. So you take your first line, then go down about an inch, draw another line, do the same thing a few more times. That's my third line, fourth line, and fifth line. You should have 5 lines going from left to right. Again, they don't need to be perfectly straight. As long as you can tell they're 5 lines going across, they don't cross each other, that's fine. So now I have my staff. I've got 5 lines going across my paper. Now I need to add my treble clef. So to do that, I'm going to go to the left side of my paper. I'm going to do a line that goes from the top down to the bottom, connecting those 5 lines. So I'll just go from top down to the bottom, connecting them, going a little bit above and a little bit below the 5 lines. Then you can remember that our nickname for the treble clef is the JP Super 6. That's because it helps us remember how to draw it. So first I'm going to take this line, I'm going to turn it into a J, and then the top, make this a P, and then Super 6, because we're going to go down, we're going to make the number 6, and then add another extra circle to go around to make it a Super 6. Our Super 6 should be going around the second line down here. So you're going to make a 6, curve around that second line, and an extra circle. And that gives you a treble clef. As you can notice, mine's not perfect. Yours doesn't have to be either. As long as you can tell it's a treble clef, that's good enough. Now we're going to go over the spaces. Remember, our spaces are the notes that are in between 2 lines. So it looks kind of like you're making a sandwich. In our spaces, we're going to put a whole note in each one. So first, you're going to find your bottom line and the second line and draw a circle that goes right in between those 2. That's in your first space, a whole note in the first space. Then you can do that in each of the following spaces. So between my second and third line, I'm going to draw a whole note. Between the third and fourth line, another whole note. And finally, between my fourth and top 5th line, draw another whole note there. Now we can label each of them. Good way to remember our spaces is the rhyme face in the space. Because if we start from the bottom, work our way up, it spells the word face. So our bottom space is the letter F. Our second space is the letter A. Our third space is the letter C. And our top space is the letter E. Next, we do our lines. Our lines are the notes that get cut through by lines. So if I have a whole note here, you'll know it's on a line because the line goes through the note. So we're going to do that for each of my 5 lines. Do it a little to the left of the end because you want to make sure you have enough space here that you can write the letters. So first I'm going to put a circle around my bottom line. Remember, just make sure that line cuts through the circle so you know the note's on the line. And then do the same thing for your second line, your third line, fourth line, and 5th line. And now, just like we did for the spaces, we're going to start at the bottom, work our way up. So letters on the lines go E, G, B, D, and F. Now this doesn't spell a word, doesn't spell a word, but we can use a phrase to help us remember. We have a few different ones we use in music class. You could think, every good baker deserves fudge. You could think, even green buses drive fast. Or my personal favorite, Elvis goes belly dancing Fridays. So as a quick review, our spaces are letters F, A, C, and E, and our lines are the notes E, G, B, D, F. If you notice, if we start on the bottom line, we can make our way through our musical alphabet. But instead of starting on A this time, we're going to start on E. So it goes E, go up 1, F, go up 1, G, up 1, go back to the beginning, A, and we can go through our alphabet. B, C, D, E, F. Works kind of like it goes back and forth from line to space, line to space, line to space. So that's our treble clef. You can use this sheet as you work on your worksheet in the next part of the video.